Remove his parda.
Chale? Oh my god, where is his face? After 2 minutes, he's going to be no more. Happy birthday to us. Wow. It's a Christmas cake.
Nuts. Oh my god, look at what he did to his face.
I'm not big on desserts.
Welcome back to another edition of Lunchbox with Midday, where Midday takes two famous personalities out on a lunch date to talk about life, work, and everything in between. Today we're at Nava, hidden in plain sight on SV Road in Bandra, and we have two funny women with us who have cracked the code on content creation online, even though they don't belong to the social media obsessed generation. We have with us today Nauheed Cyrusi. You know her from starring in the music video Piya Basanti. She also made her film debut with Supari and now recently with an OTT platform. Her content creation resonates with many and encourages viewers to take life as it comes. We also have with us we also have Analee Cerejo, the chic shopper and fashionista, who is a master at impressions. She got to fame with her impressions of Jaya Bachchan and Arnab Goswami, and she started raking views with Rakhi Sawant's impressions and impressions of Janhvi Kapoor and Seema Taparia as well. And my favorite, the Bollywood vibes.
You're not listening to your own introduction.
Hi ladies.
Sugar is hit.
Hi ladies.
Sugar for the alcoholizing board.
No, I'm not drinking.
I'm drinking.
We
Because
want
she's not eating.
excuse.
Because she doesn't eat dessert. So she's compensating
Sugar
by
on sugar.
Yeah.
welcome.
I
Thank you
try
for joining us for Lunchbox.
Thank you
this
for having
edition.
us.
Best plan ever.
Yeah.
Best plan to start with dessert.
I always start with dessert, yeah. How can you not? Because, see, you can savor it. As opposed to being so full and then being like, what do? I have to eat dessert, but I'm not really, I don't have any space. So, yeah. Everybody should try it at least once.
It's come prepared. Like.
So,
Keep my script to me.
both of you have something in common. You all are both Bombay girls, and you all made your way into this industry without any background in Bollywood, without any Bollywood connection. So, how did that journey sort of shape your path into this profession?
So, yes, Bombay girl. And it was very by chance. Back in the day when I actually started modeling,
Print ad.
those days the ads were like models used to do ads, not actors. So there were a few of us who literally did most of the ads. And then Piya Basanti happened. And then my life changed. And I came from a family where my dad's like, oh my god, you better study. So right after Piya Basanti, I was still in college, just first year. So I made sure I graduated, and then the rest, as they say, is history.
I also want to ask you, you are not new to the camera. Communicating with an audience is not new ground. You started with print ad, you started with the music video, film, OTT, modeling, all of that. When you went onto social media to create your content, how did you manage to adapt to new online viewers with your old fans?
So that's the thing. Essentially, if you ask me, I feel like this is so me because when you're acting, you're playing a character, and unfortunately for me, this doesn't match the personality because people really thought I was like this demure, you know, I'm anything but. So when they first saw me, they're like, who in the world is that and what? So essentially, social media is so amazing because you can just be you. That's why I'm having fun. And I think when you have fun, everything else falls into place. So, and a lot of younger crowd don't really know who I am. They're like,
Gen Z.
So I want to actually ask you, you got famous with Jaya Bachchan's impressions, but you were doing mimicry way before that. So how did mimicry start? How did that happen, and how did fashion get into the mix?
Since the time I was a kid, any family gathering, in school, even college, I would imitate like random professors, family members. So I always had it in me. It was there. But It all started during the pandemic. I normally sail with my husband, but they stopped allowing family to join on board. So because of that, from 2020, I called it quarantainment. And every week I would put out a mimicry video. And then suddenly Arnab, when I tried Arnab for the first time, and I think that video will always be very close to my heart because the amount of effort I put into because I think those IGTV videos we used to put up before Reels started, 2.5, 3-minute videos without a mistake, because one mistake you have to do it again. That I think for me will always, so when Arnab hit, of course it went viral on Twitter and all that, and I'm not very active on those platforms. So for me, I have been doing this for a while. So Jaya Bachchan kind of happened, I think November last year.
Yeah.
So it's always been a part of me. But it's just that I probably got recognized last year and a little bit in 2020 during the pandemic.
But I think my favorite is Rakhi. Yeah. The way you do Rakhi. I've literally... Don't get that thing, I'm telling you. But I literally wrote on one of her posts that she sounds more like Rakhi than Rakhi ever will. Because it's so true. You're good.
And she's so sweet. Yeah. Like when it comes to opportunities also. Like she's the kind who will actually share your videos, appreciate your work. She gives everyone that chance. That's what I really like about her. And she's very sporting. Everyone can say whatever they want about her to her. Her life goes on.
Did you all ever think you all would be famous or be a content creator or be in this line of profession?
With me, I know I'm good at mimicry. I'm not going to pretend. Okay, I know I'm good at mimicry, but that term is it's too big. Like for some, I may not be famous. For some, they will be like, okay, yeah, I recognize her because. So for me, that's the whole part of fame. I really don't know, but I always knew that yes, I'm good at it. So I'm putting myself out there. What happens after that, the good, the bad, whatever comes with it, you take it.
Content creation, was it ever on your mind before the pandemic or during the pandemic?
Never. The only reason I started it was because I was stuck at home for a good 8 months all alone. So to keep my own sanity, I was like, chalo, I'll give this a try. And it kind of, voila.
With every generation, Gen Z has their own aesthetic, their own vibe, style, music, everything, choreography. So the reels and everything is thought out for them. For people who aren't from this generation, how did you all strategize your content? What content resonated with you? Where did you get your inspiration from?
Oh my God, I still don't have any kind of direction. I just make whatever I feel and I think what is me.
You see her stuff, she's very spontaneous, it's very raw and real. However, her day has gone from what I've seen.
That's exactly what it is.
It's out there.
You have to though, right? Mimicry. You have to plan.
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. When Reels started, I think it's just become easier because you can just, if it's your lucky day, the audio is trending and things like that. I'm talking in terms of a TikTok. You can just go viral, putting out like a 15 or 20 second or even 5-second video. But with mimicry, you can't even compare the two. You can't compare the two because it's your homework and you're either good at it or you're not. Because there have been many times where I get butchered. Like, no, you don't sound like whoever you have tried to mimic and things like that. So it's not always, but that's what I'm saying with mimicry, it's a lot of hard work. You can't compare it to an audio which is already ready, like for a reel, like TikTok. That's what I'm saying.
But I also feel the internet is quite brutal in the sense, I have come to this conclusion that yes, take criticism constructively. If they felt like, suppose you said, okay, this one didn't. If sometimes they say, okay, the look was terrible and I'm like, okay, no problem, it doesn't work. But at the same time, there are going to be people who are just constantly bashing for the sake of it can't. Like that's just white noise. And you have to, I think the good thing about the industry I came from was that it gives you a very thick skin. Really it does, Yeah. And you get very street smart. And so those kind of things sort of helped and help.
What content resonates with you that you want to put out?
I think what she said is literally what I always say when somebody asks me, so how I came into becoming, I I'm surprised that you call me a content creator because I'm like, thanks.
Influencer.
I am not one of those who would be like, influencer is such a derogatory term. No, yeah, you are. I am influencing people into buying that makeup or into buying that cream. So, like her, my content or influencer journey began in the pandemic only because acting stopped. There was just nothing to do, and every time
to survive.
Sachi, and in fact, then when I used to do films, people would always be like, "What is the lip gloss you put?" or "What is the highlighter?" And there was a very strange mentality. This mentality shift also I love. Back then, makeup artists would always say, "Mat batana, kaun sa lipstick hai, mat batana." And I'm like, okay, theek hai. That time we used to have dadas who would do our makeup. Today, that whole shift has happened where you want to tell people, "Arey, yeah, this is what it is." You share your information because why not, man? Why not? I just don't get this whole secrecy. It just doesn't work with me. And that's why I love Instagram. I genuinely love Instagram.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Hey, that day I saw somewhere you're not supposed to clink the glasses. Where was that?
I don't know all that.
Queer Eye.
I've heard of it, obviously.
Those boys, the four boys, so
refreshing.
cute.
So why aren't we supposed to clink
Yeah,
the
because
glasses?
one of the guys or lady, she was guy. He was taken to an etiquette class and they were like, "You're never meant to clink the glasses. You're just meant to do that."
I want to go back to maybe the start, not of careers, but food. What food did you all grow up on and what's your favorite now?
My favorite topic in the whole wide world.
Khana.
You say na.
I can live on chaat. And I'm not kidding, every day. One day dahi puri, one day pani puri, one day the masala puri. I'm going to say the Gen Z. Chaat is life.
Really, I would not have imagined that. I thought she was saying
That is only like a Christmas and Easter and all, no?
I did not think that of you, huh?
But sausage pulao, Goan sausage pulao.
You have to taste my Goan sausage pulao. You eat pork?
No, I don't.
Can I
But
say
I
that?
will eat the pulao.
Prawn pulao.
Prawn, yeah.
Okay, I can make a prawn pulao.
But in my life, of course, I've eaten. Like, I gave up meat.
Everything.
Now, eventually I gave up meat many years back. Now it's almost 16, 18
She's a
years.
pescatarian.
Correct. But I used to eat lots. Yeah, Parsis eat everything.
Parsi food.
Means people are like, "You're a Parsi and you don't eat meat. What is this? You're a disgrace." And I'm like,
I know,
I
but
eat
that's your
fish.
personal choice when you eat.
always something happens only and
then
then
it's-
khatam.
What about you? What food is the food of your childhood?
Dal chawal, like yellow tuar dal with ghee, chawal, no tadka. No tadka. And achar.
If Raki had to react to the food, the drinks, what would she say?
I love it.
Raki. Like suppose, like if she was dining here.
If she was dining here.
मुझे तो non-veg पसंद है. You know, I like lollipop. Anything non-veg lollipop. मैंने तो सुना ये क्या बोलते हैं उसको साइक्लोन या कुछ आने वाला है. But I'm tsunami. You know, I want to be sexy mama. You want sexy mama?
You're so good, yeah. She's so cute.
This is one of the latest that I've.
I love it. I love it. So spot on.
आदमी पटाने का मेरा नया परफ्यूम. सब
She will drop any perfume.
मेरा नया परफ्यूम. सब मेरे पीछे आने वाला है मेरे परफ्यूम डालने के बाद. This is guy standing and she's calling out to him. आ जाओ मेरे पीछे आ जाओ, and he's coming.
Speaking about growing up, we grew up without Netflix, without Instagram. What was
Doordarshan.
entertainment then?
Doordarshan.
Arey, not only
MTV,
Doordarshan.
MTV grind.
We used to go out. I was a total tomboy. Like, if you ask me, G.I. Joe's, Trump cards, WWF, how much and I was the chotu mein chotu cousin, okay? So I've literally been like that. Kya was it? Choke slam, ye wo. I've been through it all.
WWF.
Fully. I was a scapegoat. I'm so surprised I'm still alive and like in one piece. They used to like throw me that dish, damn. And having said that, I genuinely look at these kids pretty well on screens and I'm like, I will not have a child because I don't want that child to do that. Really, like what have we come to, yeah?
Now
It's just
you
nothing.
cannot. They will not eat without an iPad
Screen,
and yeah,
yeah.
it's. But us growing up, like the stuff we've done outdoors, it's like I remember this cousin of mine climbing trees and then she would remove love apples and all of us
Same,
would
I
wait with
love
our
love
t-shirts like this. like hide and seek, whatever. It was just very, very different.
It'll never be this also.
Yeah,
It's so sad. But
We've actually played in mud and things like that. But kids nowadays, you can't even say stuff like that. You'll be laughed at.
Yeah. LS.
Yeah.
So by the way, can we eat?
Yeah, please. For millennials back in the day, to be famous, it was appear in a magazine, appear on TV, or at the most have a very popular blog. So right now with social media, skill and talent can be celebrated very easily. How has that accessibility and power to create your own content helped you all in your own journeys?
I think it's a great time for creators. There is so much accessibility, and I think it's amazing. Why not give an opportunity to everyone? You know, why only leave it for somebody who comes on TV or somebody who, does that? So it's a great time to be in this industry, including acting. Because again, accessibility, we've got Amazon Prime, blah, blah, Netflix, blah, so much. Now there's a lot around.
When it comes to opportunity, the opportunities are much more now because people have more access to you, So I could put out one video that someone may love, and tomorrow if they have to just do one collaboration with me, it can change my life. So I think the difference will always be opportunity for those who actually make it and for those who are like struggling. And the thing is, with platforms like Instagram, everyone's on it. So it's a stroke of luck also. But yes, the effort, your talent, all those things count. It's that opportunity.
And
the
if
day
you
get that opportunity, you can blow it up.
I recently went somewhere where there were a lot of YouTubers, and I saw, firstly, they walked in with equipment. And then I'm like with my phone, and I was so out of place because I just felt so unprofessional because they're so on the money the whole time. And I'm like, whoa, I could not be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the difference between, I think, Gen Z and millennials.
Correct.
They are still a little old school.
Laid
the
back.
way we think with our, I wouldn't say content, we have blended everything very well. Like we can still stand out, boss, we are here.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
they think only content.
For them it's like hats off to them. I mean,
Yeah.
to an extent I even look up to them because that's how the world works now, no? You have to move with the time. I mean,
It's tough though, yeah. Means they literally come say, okay, today I'm going to make a video on the best 5 seafood dishes that you can order at now, I suppose. And I'm like, oh my God,
like we're just
we ate it and I didn't even think of it. You know what I mean? so yeah, their brain is tuned very differently. And everyone's a photographer and everyone's a videographer and everyone's everything. So yeah, I guess.
everyone creates content now.
Yeah.
The only difference is if it hits or it doesn't.
I want to come back to a previous question about content that you all have created. What is something that you all want, the vibe that you all want to create for your feed, the aesthetic and the content that you all want to resonate with and want your audience to resonate with? What is that content for you all?
You want to go first?
For me, spreading happiness, good vibes, nothing else. There's a lot of humor attached to what I do. You may like it, you may not like it, you may feel I'm not good, I'm very good. Personal opinions. For me, it's like when I get messages like, I've had such a hard day, but just watching this, I stumbled upon your video and I feel better today. And things like, especially during the pandemic, I got such heartwarming messages. Like I had tears in my eyes also when I used to read stuff like that. Like, I'm actually going through clinical depression, but your videos have really actually helped me through the loneliness part of, I think, what everyone went through, including myself. It was not easy, That will always, for me, it will always be the humor part of it. I know I have the capacity to make people laugh. It's always going to be that. Chalo, I can make you laugh. I'll make you feel better. Bas.
For me, it is, I like to be connected And I'm genuinely
Yeah.
very hands-on with my followers. And lots of times they're like, is this really you? And I'm like, yeah. And that's what I think I missed in acting.
She's
Just
very
being
honest.
real.
She's very honest.
I'm very brutal also, but that's how I am in life also. No filter. I have no filter on camera or off, literally. And I just want to be real, candid, myself, and be able to connect. Because just like me, there are millions of others out there who feel the same, who are going through the same at that particular point in time, who have gone through the same, or are like, oh, thank God you mentioned. I'll keep that in keep that in mind in the future. What happened?
Food is.
It's too good, yeah.
So, Jaya Bachchan reacting to the food. What would she say?
She would say something like,
Oh, I thought you started.
I am a very light eater. I prefer my home cooked rajma chawal, but the food today at Nava was so good. Even Bachchan Saab started saying shawa shawa.
Very light eater.
Light eater.
Light eater, yes.
Talking about the food, hopefully the monsoons will show itself soon. But once it hits, what kind of dishes does the weather make you crave? Like classic Maggi, bhajia or something else?
For me, not Maggie at all, never. Bhajiyas, okay, but that's what I'm saying, chaat. Like I can still stand with an umbrella and I'll eat pani puri. Like I don't mind. I don't know what it is with chaat, but that's always been. Have you tasted the dahi puri from Karachi Sweets?
Yes.
Mad.
I have never, yeah. But I don't
Everyone's
have a Karachi
about
sweets.
Elko and all. They're fantastic, but Karachi Sweets.
Listen, you'll have to come to Dadar and eat at Food
This one will
Arcade.
take us to
The
Dadar.
Pani Puri, yes. Also this is
I want to see
vegetarian.
Parsi colony also.
You have to, I'm going to take you now.
And it's some dhansak. Oh, good. And the taco?
Wow, that taco is so good. It's a vegetarian dish.
I want more. I'll just eat the last
I
one.
will. Do you want, Mama? She's eating very little. When I've grown up, Five Gardens, buttas and all are like ekdam in.
Oh yeah, I forgot bhutta.
So no, because they're so in your face, I feel like I'm just done. So monsoons may nothing special. Because all through the year, anyways, I eat vada pav and all of that. Like this, for me, food and me are just best friends ever. Season
Hot cup
doesn't-
of chai.
I
Once
forgot
it
about
starts raining.
bhutta. And not the yellow one. The
Masala.
white one we used to get. You get it like very rarely. One of these guys
Come to
will
Dadar.
have it. It's not the yellow, they call it American corn. The sweet corn.
No,
not
you
that.
get proper corn.
The sada. I boil that in a pressure cooker and I put butter and oh my god, watch the rain. I think by that time Netflix and all doesn't work because it rains so heavily there's no network. Sit and eat that.
Hot chai has to happen.
See, again.
Chai. Adrak wali chai.
I'm a chai drinker in general. So, for me, seasons don't change what I eat. And I'm not one to romanticize the rain at all, yeah. I just feel like it's so inconvenient.
Very
I
inconvenient.
mean, yeah, unless
Hate
it's
the rains.
which is why one thing I noticed last year, majority of the big downpours were in the night. And I remember it because I remember saying, thank God.
At
Otherwise, chop, and my dog comes back full, like he's a brown dog who comes back fully black. I'm just like, not happening.
Going back to your content. So Gen Z, millennials, your content caters to both. It's not like just for one segment. But do you feel like the way Gen Z responds to your content is different from the way a millennial would?
Not for me.
No.
Sometimes they're clueless. And then I have the option to educate them. Or, being a millennial, I just don't have the patience. So I'm like, maybe in a few years.
What are the references that they don't get?
Oh my God, so many, yeah. Mainly it's show related, like a particular show or something. Like I keep saying this one thing, क्या idea है यार tent बनाने का? It was a detergent का thing where the mother makes a ye dala, wo dala and done. Or like beta sweater pehno. You know, these few things, they just don't get it. They're like, ha ha ha. You don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, a lot of things they don't get are my one-liners. They just don't get it. They will bichara laugh, but they don't understand.
So I'm guessing like the millennials will usually comment on that.
Half the time we also just send like emojis, just so we engage, you know.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
it's
I'm
okay.
here.
I like my millennials a lot. I love my Gen Zs also.
Is it difficult to stay on par with Gen Z creators? Like you said, they come with their equipment, they are ready, they want content.
No, competition to nahi, but like I just feel like I know I can't be bothered to straighten my hair anymore. I remember when I was 18, I would wake up and do my hair like pata nahi where I'm going. Full chapat, like 1 hour straight. And those times we had those big straighteners. Muster. Those big straighteners, heavy ass straighteners. And I would take like hours to straighten them. And one crink and I would have to run back.
Your hair like that with the iron. With
Oh,
the iron.
yeah, my mummy used to
with
do that
the
also
iron.
with the actual iron. But yeah, long story short, I just cannot be bothered only to go back there. It was too tiring.
I know there's no competition there. Because that's what I'm saying. They're so tech savvy and anything and everything is content with them. That's what I always say. Hats off to them because you have to be so ready all the time. Where you're always looking good. You're always in the mood. You know, to record yourself and things like that. So I don't think there's ever going to be... There's no comparison.
Any millennial references that you try to sneak into your content?
We will do a dance collab. It'll be the end of our careers.
Never say never, but it's like...
But I've seen
Try
your moves,
new
yeah.
things.
One, two stories mein you
That
slipped
must have been
in.
at my mummy's birthday.
Yeah, I saw you should.
Some of them dance so well. That's what I'm saying. I actually look up to them. It's not like, oh, the boomers or zoomers or whatever. That
What is
the
the
whole
now?
Our
We are called
parents.
zoomers, I think, and they are called boomers. I don't know. Or it's the
Our
other way
parents are the
around.
boomers.
Something like that.
Old.
They are boomers.
They
Oh, so we are zoomers.
they know what they want to do. They don't give a shit about what you think about them. They don't give a shit about their parents saying, "Nee, beta, aisa karne ka, waisa karne ka." No, they have a mind of their own. They're very bold, and then all that also helps when it comes to like other factors in life. As women, if you're bold, you can take care of so many things. You know, you can sort out so many things in your life, which probably we didn't grow up learning, or we didn't because we were brought up a different way. So that's what I'm saying. There's no comparison. There'll never be when it comes to like Gen Z and millennials and of course the older generation, because they are up there now. And that's what's selling. That is what works. The world works that way, no?
Because the audience is only
So,
them,
yeah.
yeah. Like our people
So then
like
it's
us
like the
now.
problem is us. We have to change ourselves.
To adapt.
You know, yeah.
Was it difficult to adapt to that generation, a digital audience of a younger generation?
Key is, I think, if you're just going to be you, it is going to work regardless of the age. That's, I think, even you are universal, right? Our audience could be, I have some 60-year-old aunties also commenting.
Yeah,
and
our
then I
audience
have
is
a
very
14-year-old.
mixed. Our audience is very
Correct.
mixed.
So that's what you have to do as a creator. Be relevant for, or rather to them all. And if you can manage that or strike a balance there, you're good to go.
Your content and your feed is a very safe space where you are real, your reactions are real, and it sort of also gives the vibe that take life as it is, be light, be happy. Is it something that you've consciously created, or is that just how you are?
No, yeah, there are not only happy things. I just don't sit around crying on camera. I find it it's not vulnerable. Means, of course, those people who are doing it, kudos to them.
Yeah.
I just feel like you don't see everything on
You
my
choose
feed.
what you want to
Correct.
share, no?
And of course, there are a lot of times when I've spoken about, so like right now I'm going through this whole phase where when I'm moti. So I went to a nutritionist. And I went to a nutritionist. Not because people call me moti, but because I have gained a lot more than what I used to be like 20 years ago. Of course I'm going to be fatter, yeah. But my point is, even something like that, I'll just approach like this. Like, okay, I am. What now? Sue me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try, and I tried the dieting way with the apple cider vinegar. Hell no. Never. I guess because imagine the cider went in, the vinegar went in and just burnt this. Yahan pe it is. And that was the end.
Imagine not just being like huffing and puffing.
Horrible, yeah. It was very scary.
And you didn't take out your phone to record it. Gen Z would have.
See,
They
that's the
really
difference,
would
I
have.
think. Guys are almost dead.
Guys, that would have been me.
So I'm curious, how did
I
you
don't
all
remember
start
how we
talking?
met.
And
So,
how did the friendship blossom?
So it happened very organically. She may not remember this. That's why I bring her another drink. Then she'll remember it all. But I'm a huge fan. I really, really am. And I thoroughly enjoy her videos. And I had messaged her. You know, I slid into her DMs, darling. It's been a while since somebody
Got a
slid into a
date
DM.
with me.
Date. And the rest, as they say, is history. No, not really. But yeah, I slid into her DMs and I genuinely was like, I love you. Love your work. And then we bonded over one video also. And then we started
Mamta
sharing.
Banerjee.
Ha, didis. Rumba.
the transition, this, no? Somewhere where I'm getting ready, like with the mask, you put the mask down, the specs and this, and she shared something similar.
I did not take that much
Tagged
effort.
her, tagged her, and then.
So yeah, so.
And it's very easy to talk to someone like that and kind of just get along. It's not. You can
same
see,
with
you
her,
can make
same.
out that. Woo.
And can you imagine, like, when I was asked to come for lunch and they said she's there, I was like, oh my god, the only way I'm doing this is if she's there. If she turns and says no, then sorry, midday.
So just before you got here, Anna did a few seconds of Nauheed.
Shut up.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
मला माहित नाही.
मला बघायचं. दाखव.
I said, she's late. And she goes, what, yeah, see, no, this car was,
Oh my god,
I
that
was
is
so late. See, that is me. And I'm telling you now, listen.
I sound like that.
I always exaggerate.
No, you don't.
If I
I
don't
have
hit
to
the
admit-
jackpot, no, I exaggerate.
I have
that
to
habit.
admit, you sound like me.
Really?
What is the secret to getting somebody's impression down just right?
I have to say it's a talent here which she has. Not everybody can do this.
Yeah, I think it just comes.
What do you notice when you see somebody?
I observe their mannerisms, like the way even the way they sit and things like that. Because when you start mimicking someone, you know, the way they walk and things like that, it's not only about getting the voice right. It's so many, the minute details that I kind of look at, But
would you like to have like a full show? Is that your final dream? Like a 1 hour special of Mimicry?
like my own show,
1 hour special.
I'm open to anything now. Like, probably if I can actually nail it with my material, because sometimes I actually sit and I do my homework and I write stuff down, like with the content and what I would say and things like that. I don't know if it has to ever work out for me. I think I could pull off never say never, yeah. Just
Say never. तो होगा.
I can't do.
Never can. तो हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
Rapid fire questions in between morsels. Don't stop eating.
Oh, but I finished my meal.
Bring it on.
Ready.
A trend you will never follow on social media. Go first.
A trend I will never follow on social media is go first.
I don't find things like, when you hit someone and run, or you feel the need to like smack someone on their head and then you add that, that funny audio to it. I don't find stuff like that funny, because for me it goes into the line of like violence and stuff like that. I'm sure I would never do something like that, because I genuinely don't find stuff like that funny.
You know, you see these really weird, funny videos where I see them around my colony where these, तूने क्या किया? मैंने क्या किया? And this guy will go and the girl and and some other guy will come and take her and go, and I'm just like,
the
500,000 forget views, likes. So I mean, they have some God knows how many million views. I would never want to do that, but now that I'm saying that, I have to. I'm gonna go and like barge into one of their shoots and be like, maybe spoil it, be a part of it, yeah.
Social media platform before Instagram that you miss.
ICQ. We used to talk to so many, you know,
ICQ, no.
all young
Facebook,
yeah.
I don't miss it. For me, like, I think Instagram is enough because I know how much of time I spend on it. So, I think before that was what, Orkut?
So before Orkut, now
I think
rapid fire is over, but I'll explain.
It was a joke.
ICQ was like this portal where you sat and chatted way before BBM and all. You chatted with anybody around the world, and we used to all have like boyfriends. It literally could be like a Raj sitting in Jalandhar talking
Raj
to you.
Kundra? The mask.
No. Definitely not.
But
But my point being, yeah, it was like the best chatting platform.
So nobody sliding into the DMs, nothing like that. It was all old school approach. Go for the movie.
Fully, I love old school romance, which is dead. You are romantic. You are. I've noticed. I don't know, but I can tell you this much.
I will say I love you. I don't care. Like, you know, if we are judged about how we are with each other. No, I will tell you that I love you every day. Because tomorrow is not promised, no?
I also love you. So now rapid fire.
Lovely skin.
Lovely hair.
Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder back. It's like one.
If you had to describe yourself as a dish, what would it be?
Pani Puri.
Gulab jamun. So
Really,
fast.
actually.
So rapid se bhi rapid. Hai na? Rapid se bhi rapid. We better be like
Karan will get upset. No basket.
No, we had way too many baskets.
A peek into your next post.
Oh, it's a really nice like a collage of I just made it on the way here. So it's just a collage of our travels.
Yeah. Follow me to find out more.
Now this is a plug-in, yeah, plug-in.
One item that has to be in your lunchbox when you're working.
Ribbon sandwich.
Chocolate, yeah. Fully.
That was our last question.
Hey, no, yeah.
More questions.
Everyone asks some questions. Yeah.
Your favorite?
Actually, Pichai, she's really thinking. I was only joking. You don't have to think I'm mad. But this is so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We loved having you here, and we hope to see you
We had a
again
blast.
soon.
It was my first time, and I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Very pleasant. Very.
I'm so
very
stuffed.
honest,
I don't know
very-
how I can't talk.
She has to drive back.
Oh God, I forgot. Y'all can stop now. Bye.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.